the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. Hello, everyone. Uh, it is Kathara Deftera, Clean Monday, and we are going to be having a little family lunch get together. And yeah, it's something very small and just us kind of thing. And I have been working on my sheep up there. And hi, working on the sheep, and I'm really liking what's happening. It's been very minimal, like you all know. It's been a while since I've been able to come into the studio and just relax and connect. And I'm not alone there. Some of my other artist friends are also being pulled away from their tiny little studios and doing the things that need to be done. And it is what it is, right? It just is what it is. Oh boy. So I came across some YouTube short, and I actually don't know what the short was about. All I heard was was this saying, and it's that old saying, "Misery loves company." And misery does love company. It's the glass half empty kind of thing. And I find how easy it is for us to just wallow in the misery when we get on that mind frame. And it has more to do with not if you do that. I mean, what this guy said was misery loves company, but company doesn't necessarily love misery. And it's true, the more you're out complaining and, bitching to the world and the people around you, okay, for once or twice, right? Understandable. We're all human. Then people just kind of are like, okay, yeah, not interested. And I find that this made sense to me because I used to do a lot of complaining to people, believe it or not. Me always being a kind of optimistic, positive kind of person. I just am. I've always been this way. I'll thank my father for that, and my mother, who kind of both just, look at life. My mother is still with us, in a positive kind of way. Like, okay, well, this may suck, but okay, whatever, this is all I can do, so let's just keep going. And so I've always been like that, but that doesn't mean that that I wasn't on this frame of mind of always complaining about something, always pointing out the thing or things in my life that weren't going well. And yeah, who wants that? I mean, really, who wants that? Nobody wants it. Like, you can hear it once or twice from me, and then you'll be like, okay, let's just go on to some other channel where they're just a little bit more positive. And for the past many years, even through some pretty freaky health struggles, not life-threatening in any way, but I somehow just kind of remain positive. Okay. And here's what I really love about this positive thing. Sometimes I am called that I'm not practical, or that I'm not realistic, that really things are bad. Things are bad, and yeah, they may really be bad, and especially in some areas of the world where things are seriously bad. And what, you're going to go around being, Pollyanna-ish and just, yeah, yeah. Uh, and even so, I don't consider myself a Pollyanna-ish, a Pollyanna type person. I don't just see the positive. Of course, I see the negative, the bad side, the awful stuff, the complaining stuff, the misery. Of course, I feel all of those things as well. It's just that I no longer choose to put it out. Like, I no longer choose to make those sound waves uh, in my daily life, because the more I put it out into the world, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm burdening other people with my negative thoughts. Well, then the more of that same stuff I'm going to get again and again and again. And if my focus is there, then my day is going to be there. And then the next day is going to be there. And then the day after that is going to be there. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be there. So yeah, it's a gray day. It's been raining for 5 days. Hey, Pixie Dust. Hello, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you. So like, it's cloudy and dreary and ugh, and it's been that way for a week. And what, am I just gonna notice that? Or what about I notice how pretty the rain is falling down on the olive trees, or how nice and cozy warm I feel in this tiny little studio while it's, cold and dreary. And why not just make the choice? How's the new boat coming along, Pixie Dust? You're so sweet for remembering. Things are moving along. Uh, we will be finished with the legalities of that red tape and all that paperwork and stuff in a few weeks. Yeah, I will be dancing, happy dancing, happy dancing when that day comes. And you'll all know about it. I will just come on here and be bursting with my probably annoying positive energy. At least annoying for some people. Anyways, so again, like, focusing on all the good. And it's not that the bad stuff isn't there. Of course it's there. It's not that the difficulties aren't there. Of course they are. But what I choose to speak out into my tiny little studio, into my home here, it's going to be a better version of it. It really is. It's going to be a better version. And that just kind of uplifts the energy of the house, right? It not only uplifts my own energy, but in the area around me and the way that people see me. So it's I mean, it's the same thing in art when you're working on a painting and it's not going well and it's just falling apart and nothing's working. Hey, sweetheart. 2 days in a row. Exactly. I sent you an email this morning. So I've coming to like this idea of when I'm working on a painting and it's just not going, it's just bad. Like my technique is bad, my color mixing is bad. All right, honey. We'll have another tea this week, okay? And if everything is just going bad, then how can I possibly move on with my painting if I keep focusing on how bad everything is going, how the color is wrong, how I'm just not there. I have no creative energy. Nothing is lighting up. It's all dark and dreary. If I keep painting in that state of mind, on a painting like what I'm working on here, it's not going to turn out very well. Or I can keep painting, but rearrange the thoughts in my mind to, well, listen, I don't like this color. I mixed the wrong tonal value to it. It's too blue, it's too raw umber, it's too whatever. And I don't like the way it looks. So I can step back, take a breath, get back to my center, and remix a color and try that. And if that doesn't work, rather than just throwing the paintbrush down and walking off, I can step back. I can look at the thoughts that are happening and how I feel about them and what I believe about those thoughts. And if I'm able to, not always able to, but if I am able to, I can understand what's going on and just kind of create the block in there. And when I get it, like when I really get it and I know what's happening, somehow I've stepped over that little boundary, that little block, that, that dark area that I just can't quite get through without ruining my painting. But if I stayed in that negative mind frame and kept trying to paint it, I would very possibly mess it up pretty bad, so that I'd have to come in the next day when I'm in a better frame of mind and scrape back, redo. Maybe it just didn't work. I did that on one of my recent rock paintings, the beach and the rocks. I went in one day and did not take the time to notice what my thoughts were. I did not take the time to notice where my blocks were, what I was doing. I just kept painting, just like pushing through and painting. And I messed it up. Like I really messed it up. And now when I pull it out to paint again on that canvas, it just doesn't work. And so I haven't worked on it in ages, and I don't know when I will work on it again, or if I will. I may go back and start a brand new one, which isn't a bad thing at all. But focusing on your thoughts, and if they're negative and dark, readjust yourself. They don't need to be. Whatever you choose to put out in the world, make it the glass half full and upwards. Just, you don't have to be a Pollyanna. You don't have to be somebody who is just always positive and ridiculous and stupid, because it's actually stupid to be that way. But you can take notice of what's going on, and just kind of understand it, acknowledge it, accept yourself in that negative state, and say, okay, that's where I am today. How can I be the glass half full and just pointing a little bit upwards? Doesn't have to be way up, ha ha ha, all is wonderful. but just, okay, okay, yeah, I see that. And I acknowledge it. It's just when you do that kind of thing, that very, very simple little thing, it's not so simple to do in practice. But once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to notice what your inner thoughts are saying. What are these thought forms that have come in or that you have created and developed, however everybody looks at it? Uh, where are they coming from? And okay, I see them. And all you need to do is actually see them and acknowledge that, yeah, these thoughts are there. So maybe I want to watch what I say because I have a lot of negativity right now. Maybe I just want to zip it. Just zip it. Oh boy. This is going to be a very busy week again. Working on my other online presence. I have been called to do another podcast. I believe it will happen this next Sunday. And I have quite a bit to put together, hopefully getting my PDF download for my email newsletter sign up in that area. I have to get that finished, hopefully today. Hopefully I can get through this tech thing. Yeah, I would love it if a guardian angel just like came down and said, "Poof, I will do it for you. Like, paint me a painting, and I will do all of your online stuff for you." That would be amazing. So if you guys know anybody out there, I'm just throwing it out because that would seriously save me. We'll do a barter system. That would seriously save me from a very hectic week. And then maybe I could spend time in here painting my sheep, which is what I want to be doing. Oh boy. Okay, so you guys, I'm getting into my blabbing on stage, and I will not bore you with the blabbing. I can't think of anything else. Oh, we have a patch of blue sky up there. That's encouraging. That is wonderful. So there you go. Like the physical world actually has just made my thought process here in this morning musings of just focusing on that little blue patch. Everything around is cloudy and rainy and dark, but there is one little blue patch there. So maybe the skies will open up today and we'll get some sunshine. It's so fun to be an artist and to see the world through artists' eyes, through those creative eyes, this area up here where we're just noticing things that, it's true. A lot of people who do not practice art and who do not engage their creativity don't really notice things like that, right? It's visual poetry. And I mean, how many people out there do you know are even reading poetry these days? Not very many. And, a lot of young people, oh boy, hooked on these platforms, their phones and their computers all day long and scrolling, and really what is happening to those minds. So hopefully in their minds as well, there'll be little patches of blue sky that maybe they can pull themselves out of that place. Okay. Yeah, I am going to get going and doing my thing. Today we do have a little family holiday. Hey, one cries at a time, press on, comrade. When jammed up, divide in half and attack both ways. Is that possible to actually divide in half and attack both ways? I suppose it is. I suppose it is on a very, very subtle, abstract way, isn't it? You can embrace a conflict from many different sides. Yeah, yeah. I guess that does kind of make sense to me. All right, you guys. Nice to have you here. It's always fun to have you here. Thanks for listening to these morning musings, and hopefully, I will see you again tomorrow. I'm going to plan on it, but we shall see. Okay? Take care, everyone.